Yan, hello teachers and good afternoon, no? And thank you once again for joining us here at our supposedly sixth episode ng ating ClassPoint webinar series. Nagkaroon lang ng konting problema sa schedule kaya na-move siya towards the end, no? But we've already had our eighth episode. Bumalik lang tayo ngayon, no? To our sixth episode. So teachers, good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat who are all here, no, live kahit po it's a Monday, no? At kakabalik lang natin from work, no? From that very, very tiring, no? 2 weeks during the election, no? So, by the way, no, teachers, bago pala tayo magsimula at bago ko po kayo batiin, ano, yung mga nasa chat po natin ngayon, kaya gusto ko lang muna po magpasalamat din sa mga teachers natin who served during the election. Okay, alam ko po no kung gaano ka nakakapagod, in a way no may mga instances na mapanganib yung mga circumstances no for our teachers, pero still I'm really proud then of course. Sobrang na-amaze ako sa mga teachers natin who despite of those things, no, those difficulties, still manage to do their jobs and responsibilities. So maraming salamat po. Ang sigaw nga natin, sana additional honorarium para sa mga teachers natin, or kung hindi man additional honorarium, tax-free honorarium na lang po sana, no. So sigaw po natin 'yan at sana po makuha natin at matupad natin, no, para po sa mga teachers natin. At sana po sa lahat na rin ano, regardless kung nagkaroon ng problema yung mga BCM o hindi nagkaroon ng problema, kasi lahat naman naglaan ng oras no at saka ng kanilang sarili sa election. Okay? And of course, in general teachers no, maraming salamat for participating in the most recent election. Alam natin na napakahalaga po niyan para sa ating mga Pilipino, no? Because that will define our next years, no? The next 6 years ng ating bansa. And of course, no, post-pandemic recovery po natin. Okay? So let me just greet no, very, very quickly some people in our chat no, bago tayo magsimula. Good afternoon to Teacher Dean Clifford Huamip. Siyempre, na-miss ko pong mag-greet no, sa mga teachers natin. Teacher Janine, of course, lagi napakaagang Teacher Janine. Teacher Jeffrey, na-miss mo na ba ang sessions natin? Teacher Maria Regina Amores, Teacher Teens channel, no? I think there's a channel, subscribe to Teacher Teens. Teacher Roxanne Altea Fernandez, Teacher Mary Ann Pasaba, Teacher Junila Suble, Teacher Richard Safico, Teacher Catherine Miranda, Teacher Renalyn Luna, Teacher Mercedita Espirito, Teacher Jessa Sopilanas, Pastor Manny Garcia, always blessing our sessions, Teacher Beverly Sulet, Teacher Venice, Teacher Gemma Rivera, Sir Topher TV, pakisubscribe na rin po kay Sir Topi TV, no? Teacher Marcelo Peralta, Teacher Mirna Canino, Teacher Mario Mariano Belasario Jr., Teacher Christian Tumbaga, Teacher Sandata Villarreal, Teacher Bernadette Irma Caballa, and of course, Teacher Jesus Jr. Katangi. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, ano, at kinagagalak po ulit namin na makapiling kayo dito sa ating sa Kaagapay Teacher Support. Although alam natin itong May, no, medyo mas relax tayo kasi hindi tayo masyadong nagbigay ng mga webinars this May. We also allow our teachers to breathe at magkaroon ng pahinga, no. Hindi pwedeng lagi lang po tayong webinars or lagi lang tayo may work, no. Kailangan din minsan natin magpahinga no, sa mga bagay-bagay. Pero ngayon, nagbabalik na po tayo and marami po kaming surprises. No? And ito yung isa sa mga inaabangan talaga ng mga teachers natin. And before we have our first speakers, no, one of the first speakers for this afternoon, may we also ask teachers that you share our link for today, for tonight, para po mas madami tayong ma-invite na teachers no, sa ating session for today. Okay? Ngayon, teachers, this session is a very, very special session. Okay? Of course, lahat naman ng sessions natin kay ClassPoint no, are very special. Pero this is extra special for a couple of reasons. No? The first one is that this is the first this is the only session that we're going to have that will have 4 speakers. Yes. Hindi po isa, hindi dalawa, okay? 4 na speakers po ang magkakaroon tayo para sa araw na to, no? And of course, no, ang i-share po natin today, no, kasi for the last few sessions natin kay ClassPoint, no, technical use, pedagogical use ng ClassPoint, no. Ngayon, what we're going to hear are actual stories, actual experiences from the ground. Kaya po ang title ng ating session for today is ClassPoint on the Ground, Experiences in Using ClassPoint. No? Ano nga ba talaga ang ano natin, no? Ano nga ba ang experience natin sa paggamit ng ClassPoint at paano ito binabago yung ating learning environment. Okay? So ngayon, teachers, huwag natin patagalin. Let's now have our first speaker no, for this afternoon who will be sharing her experiences in using ClassPoint. But before I welcome her no, into the stream, let me first, of course, no, do an introduction. Okay, so our first speaker, okay, Teacher Joanne S. Aquino is a Master Teacher 2 and a School Paper Advisor in Fernando Maria Guerrero Elementary School. She graduated with remarkable scholastic records with full scholarship and a consistent Dean's List awardee from Laguna State Polytechnic University main campus, where she received a Bachelor in Secondary Education degree. She pursued her Master's degree in Educational Management in Philippine Normal University. She has just completed her academic requirements in PhD, Educational Leadership and Management in the same university, the National Teacher for Teacher Education. Let us welcome into our stream for today, Teacher Joanne. Teacher Joanne?
Good afternoon, Sir Franco.
Good afternoon. Nakakalula naman yung ano natin, yung ating bio note no, ni Teacher Joanne. Maraming salamat Teacher Joanne no, for giving us your time and of course no later on no, sharing your expertise. Okay? Teacher Joanne will no longer prolong no our hold to our time or to your time so that you can spend the next few minutes no sharing your experiences to our teachers. Okay? And while Teacher Joanne is preparing her presentation, okay, Let me just also remind our teachers that this is a double certified session. It means you're going to get not one, but two certificates from ClassPoint. And of course, Kaagapay Teacher Support Plus will be giving away free 1 month pro account for all our live viewers. At the same time, meron tayong 3-month codes and as well 1 6-month code po. Abangan po natin yan later on. So, Teacher Joanne, good luck. Your presentation is live now.
Again, Sir Franco, thank you so much. Thank you for that introduction. And I would also like to greet all our live viewers a wonderful evening. It is my pleasure to be with you here tonight and to share how this magical teaching tool known as ClassPoint made my online teaching a breeze. Okay, so it is a fact that ClassPoint is a perfect tool for exciting, engaging, and elevated synchronous learning. So I know you will all agree that ClassPoint elevated our synchronous session. So to our live viewers, let me ask you this question. What is ClassPoint to you? Well, we know that ClassPoint is a powerful interactive teaching tool that helps us build strong engagement with students. But what if I ask you to define it by making an acrostic out of the word ClassPoint? Can you use each letter of the word ClassPoint to define the word itself? For example, creating a lively and attention-grabbing synchronous session. Well, sample lang yon, di ba? Something like that. Kayo nang bahala. Sorry, no, pinapahirapan ko kayo ngayon. Well, gusto ko lang naman malaman, gusto ko lang naman lumabas yung creativity nating mga teachers. Because we teachers are known for being creative and sharp, so kaya natin yan. Kahit hindi nyo gamitin lahat ng letters, teachers, pwedeng class lang, pwedeng point lang, o pwede ding 3 letters lang. Pwedeng 3 letters lang ang magamit ninyo. It's up to you. I just want to know how ClassPoint means to you. So, ready na ba? Okay. Oh, by the way, wala pa. Sorry. Okay, meron na tayong 34 participants. Padamihin pa natin ng konti. So, ang ating class code ay 78959. Now, I will ask you to make, again, an acrostic that will define ClassPoint for you. Okay? So, meron na tayong 41. Siguro, pwede na yan. By the way, sa mga bago pa lang sa ClassPoint, sa inyo mga ma'am and sir, habang sumasagot sila, sa inyo mga ma'am and sir na ngayon pa lang susubok na pag-aralan ng ClassPoint, relax lang kayo dyan. Okay lang na wala muna kayong sagot dito. Observe niyo muna at namnamin kung paano makatutulong sa inyong pagtuturo ang ClassPoint. Okay, medyo nahihirapan ang ating mga teachers, no? Sorry, no? Pinahirapan ko kayo. On the spot ba naman? Pagawin ko kayo ng acrostic defining ClassPoint. But very good. Meron ng mga nakapagbigay ng answer. So sabi ni Ma'am Tin, ClassPoint is a powerful interactive ClassPoint quiz tool. Okay. Ginamit ba ni Ma'am Tin yung bawat letter ng ClassPoint? Okay, tignan natin yung kay Ma'am Aida. Clear, lively, active, suspense, superb. Okay? Kay Sir Mark, creative presentations, lively discussions, active engagement, super tool. Okay? Attention getter, sufficient, interactive, trendy. Okay, pwede natin i-like yung mga answers nila pag nagustuhan natin, di ba? To show our appreciation, i-heart natin yan. Create lively assessment for student session. Okay? Tingnan natin sino yung makakakumpleto. Meron kaya? Ito, mukhang kumpleto to kay Sir Ian. Cooperative learning and social system, powerful orientation in needed technology. Wow, nagamit niya yung lahat ng letters. Very good, sir. Sir Ian. Ito rin isa, communicating lively and synchronous simultaneously participating on-site intelligence in the new normal technology. Wow, Sir Ryan. Okay. So, thank you so much. Thank you for your answers. Dalawa yung nakita ko na kompleto. Ito rin si Sir. Si Sir ba to or Ma'am? Nonan Gutierrez. Creative learning applications suitable for students, performance, observation, and integration of new teaching technologies. Ayan. I love your answer. So thank you. Ito rin, kumpleto rin si Ma'am Sandra. Clear learning application for students, sustainable practice, and opportunity involving new technology. Okay. Ayan, no, teachers, no, thank you so much for your answers. So, lumabas talaga yung creativity nating mga teachers. Pagka mga ganyang bagay, maaasahan tayong mga teachers kasi magaling tayong gumawa niyan, mga acrostic. So, I will close the submission for now, teachers, and I will save this para meron naman akong babalikan. Okay? So, thank you for your creativity. Now, I will share with you my own definition of ClassPoint. Eto. So, captivating learners' attention and stimulating their skills, potential, and learning outcomes through interactive and navigable teaching tool. So, ganyan kagaling at kaganda at kalaki ang tulong na ibinibigay sa atin ng ClassPoint. So, halos magkakapareho din naman yung nagawa nating definition sa ClassPoint. So, our definition boils down to one thing, and that is ClassPoint is an interactive teaching tool that makes our learners engage in our class. All right. So the major challenge of online education is lack of interactivity due to physical distance. But luckily, ClassPoint resolves this problem. Without a doubt, ClassPoint has captivated the hearts of both teachers and learners. Personally, I consider ClassPoint my lifesaver in delivering my everyday lessons to my students. Okay, we teachers, because we want the best for our students, we are willing to attend all available webinars for us to learn educational technology tools. For the past 2 years, from 2020 to 2021, walang tigil tayo sa pag-attend ng mga webinars to learn different tools that we can use in our respective online classes. At ano ang naging resulta? Ito na tayo ngayon. Diba? We already know a lot of educational technology tools, just like this teacher. Ang dami na niyang edtech tools na nalalaman. But the question is, which among these tools work best to us, to our students, to our online class? This is actually me before. Parang ako yan eh. Parang din ako yung teacher na yan eh. Every day when I plan for my online class, I look like this teacher. I cannot easily decide which among these tools would be perfect for my online class. Not until I discovered ClassPoint. ClassPoint is really a gem, not only for me, but also for the thousands of teachers who experience the magic of ClassPoint. So, through ClassPoint, I am able to deliver my lesson in a fun and engaging way. Truly, ClassPoint made my online teaching a breeze. Super napadali ang buhay ko because of this teaching tool. I'm really grateful to the entire team of ClassPoint Philippines. ClassPoint made my online teaching a walk in the park. So hindi na siya gaanong stressful. Now, let me use the word magical to describe how ClassPoint made my online teaching a walk in the park. First, letter M. Uh, it minimizes online learning issues and maximizes participation of the learners. One of the main issues in online learning is poor internet connection, di ba? Sobrang nag-struggle tayo sa internet connection. But with ClassPoint, the issue on poor internet connection become much less of a problem. Because of ClassPoint's direct integration in PowerPoint, there is no need to exit your presentation and switch between websites to better interact with our students. Diba? Okay. So, poor internet connection. And another online learning issue is complicated user interface of some edtech tools. Di ba, it, it takes time before we familiarize ourselves and our students with different edtech tools, di ba? Bago naman natin gamitin ang isang edtech tool sa ating klase, kailangan pag-aralan muna natin itong mabuti. Ganon din ang ating mga students. Kailangan ituro muna natin sa kanila kung paano gamitin ang mga tools na ito bago natin magamit in actual sa ating mga online class. However, with ClassPoint, walang masyadong kailangang aralin. Learners only need to go to www.classpoint to participate. From there, it is very straightforward for learners to submit their response to our question. So very, very user-friendly. That even those who are seasoned teachers who are not technology inclined can still use and enjoy ClassPoint. Okay? Another issue is inadequate time for synchronous class. Usually, the time allotment for each subject during online class is 30 to 45 minutes only. Despite the limited time, we teachers still want to give the best to our students. And we want them to enjoy our class, di ba? So, sa kagustuhan ko na makahanap ng edtech tool na perfect for my online class, panay ang Google ko before ng mga educational apps. Napakadaming educational apps na pwede nating magamit online. Like personally, I was able to use Mentimeter, Kahoot, quizzes, ano pa, word wall, bamboozle, pear deck, flipgrid, at napakarami pang iba. Ang challenge lang po kasi, kapag gumagamit tayo ng mga various apps, medyo time-consuming na yung pagbibigay ng link sa mga students, di ba? At saka minsan, hindi rin kaya ng gadgets ng mga bata yung lahat ng apps. Halimbawa sa attendance, gagamitin natin Mentimeter. Sa review, gagamit tayo ng Kahoot. Sa motivation, gagamit tayo ng word wall. Sa presentation, gagamit tayo ng Flipgrid. Sa assessment, gagamit tayo ng Bamboozle. So, ilan yun, di ba? Imagine, para lang maging super engaging ang ating class, gagamit tayo ng 6 na apps, 6 na website din ang kailangang mapuntahan ng mga bata. Ganun din kadaming beses nating i-unshare ang ating screen. Punta sa website, then babalik sa presentation natin. Hindi siya realistic, lalo na't ang online class natin ay 30 to 45 minutes lang bawat subject. But through ClassPoint, disruption of online class is minimized. We don't have to disconnect from our presentation, log into another application, run the activity, and then go back to our presentation. Okay? So, hindi na natin kailangan gawin yun dahil nandyan na lahat sa ating PowerPoint presentation, lahat ng tools na gagamitin natin. Okay? So, example sa attendance, before kasi, I would ask my students to go to Mentimeter to record their attendance. So, kailangan pa namin i-open ang website ng Mentimeter to do that. But when I started using ClassPoint, naging favorite ko yung image upload. I usually ask them to upload their selfie using my PowerPoint presentation as their background. Itong PowerPoint presentation na to, ito yung kanilang magiging background. To be sure na yung picture na yon ay real time, not their previous photos. Okay? Although meron namang extension ng attendance sa Google Meet, iba pa din syempre yung attendance natin through image upload. Kasi we get to know how they look, di ba? Kasi hindi naman lahat sila nagbubukas ng camera. Hindi din naman natin sila mapipilit na i-open ang camera nila. So might as well use the image upload feature of ClassPoint. So indeed, ClassPoint maximizes participation of learners through ClassPoint. So may chance na ang lahat na makapagbigay ng sagot nila, hindi man through recitation, but by submitting their answers through any feature of ClassPoint. Pansin ko, isa sa mga pinaka-favorite ng mga students ko ay yung slide drawing. Siguro kasi lumalabas yung kanilang creativity through this type of question. Kayo, teachers, nagagamit nyo din ba ang slide drawing? Siyempre, no? Gamit na gamit natin yan, slide drawing. Okay, teachers, meron akong tanong dito para sa inyo. Itong tanong na ito ay para sa mga nag-serve sa noong nakarang eleksyon. Okay? Using your slide drawing, what time did you go home last election? Kasi ako, nakauwi ako last election, 1:30 a.m. na eh. Kayo, kamusta? Anong oras kayo nakauwi? Mukhang dapat may pa-overtime pay si Comelec, ano? Kasi 1:30 a.m. na. So, pumunta ako ng school, 4:30 a.m. and then nakauwi ako kinabukasan, 1:30 a.m. Kayo kaya, anong oras kayo nakauwi? Ayan. So, si Marslo, anong oras to? Ayan, sorry. Sobrang mabilis na yung flow. Okay. So, meron 11 o'clock. Wow, maaga pa. 3:05. I suppose 3 a.m. yan, ano? Siyempre, 3 a.m. Di naman tayo pwede umuwi ng 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, tignan nga natin. Sino yung pinaka-late na umuwi? Mukhang ito yung pinaka-late na nakita ko. 6:20 a.m. umuwi. So, kinabukasan na talaga. Okay? So, ayan. So, kitang-kita, no, sa mga answers natin na tayong mga teachers ay talagang nag-sacrifice and we really did our best this election, no? Kaya, sana, no, katulad ng sinabi ni Sir Franco kanina, no, sana nga merong overtime pay, tapos, or kaya tanggalin na yung 20% tax, di ba? Para ma-enjoy naman at masulit naman ang pagod nating mga teachers. So, ayan. So, di ba? Magandang gamitin yung slide drawing. This is the favorite of my students. Slide drawing. Lagi nilang nire-request yan. Okay, teachers, I will close the submission and I will say this for review. Okay. Isa pa sa gustong-gusto kong feature ng ClassPoint ay yung quick poll. Kapag gusto kong kunin ang opinion nila tungkol sa isang issue, kasi journalism teacher, kasi rin ako, basic journalism teacher. So, siyempre, pag ang lesson nyo ay editorial writing, kukunin mo dapat ang mga opinion ng mga estudyante. So, yung quick poll, gamit na gamit ko yan. Nalalaman ko agad kung majority ba sa kanila ay sang-ayon o hindi sang-ayon sa isang issue. So, sige nga, teachers, ako may tanong sa inyo. Sige, may tanong ako sa inyo. Natanggap mo na ba ang mid-year bonus mo? Sige, tingnan natin ang pulso ng mga teachers, ng 130 teachers. Okay, gamamit tayo ng quick poll. So, sagot nyo, yes, no, or unsure. Unsure kapag hindi pa nag-check, ano? Okay, so mukhang halos pareho, no? Marami yung nakatanggap na, ganun din yung hindi pa. Nako, yung mga hindi pa nakatanggap, yung mga division office ng mga hindi pa nakatanggap, pagalawin natin ang baso. 'Di ba? So, dun sa mga nakatanggap na, well, I'm happy. I'm happy for you. So, teachers, gamitin natin sana yung bonus na natanggap natin. Alam nyo naman yan, no, na gagamitin natin sa kapaki-pakinabang. Of course, alam nyo na yan, hindi ko na kailangan sabihin sa inyo. Pero yung iba, including me, 'di ba? Yung bonus, meron na yang pinaglalaanan na something. Alright. So, sa pamamagitan ng quick poll, nagkakaroon tayo ng idea sa pulso ng mga participant, ng mga students natin. Ayan, thank you for joining. So, yung iba, so 86 ang nagbigay ng answer. So, yung iba, anong sagot nila? Dalawa yung unsure, so hindi pa nag-check ng ATM at wala pa nagbabalita. Okay, thank you teachers for your answer. I-close na natin ulit ito. Okay. So, ayan. Okay, sorry. So, first, di ba, yung sinabi ko kanina, it maximizes the participation of class, minimizes the online learning issue. Now, yung A naman, it alerts the student. So, ClassPoint helped me get my students interested in what they are learning. Through ClassPoint, I was able to provide activities that caught their interest and gave them extra push in the distance learning. Kung dati, they are just passively listening to the lesson, now I could say that they are proactive during our online session. They pay attention to the online class this time because they know that in a little while, they will do an activity. Or maybe their teachers would pick their name to answer some question. So dahil sa ClassPoint, mas gising ang mga students, mas alerto at mas interesado sila. Okay? Example, ito. Ayan, they are expected to listen to this news report kasi after this, may question na dapat nilang sagutin. So, pipili ako ng sasagot through pick a name. Sige, let's watch.
The news at this hour. Watch out for more good vibes news only here at Good News, where you can find feel-good stories to brighten your day.
Okay. Sige, ayan. So, kung wala tayong ganitong activity, maaring hindi sila makikinig ng news report na ito. But because malinaw na may inaasahan tayo sa kanila, they are forced. Not naman forced, no? They are encouraged to listen well. This is an example of activity wherein they are expected to be attentive because afterwards, their names might be picked and they need to give the answer. So it alerts them, it makes them more attentive and focused. So yan ang isa sa malaking naitulong ng ClassPoint. Naging alert at naging focus ang ating mga students. Okay. Next, letter G. Okay, it gamifies the lesson. Adding gamification into your lesson will get students motivated. Diba? Students will stay engaged and be able to interact in real time. It is a win-win situation because the students enjoy playing the games and the teachers get to receive real-time feedback on how their students are understanding the topic. Okay? It also, I also make it a point to incorporate icebreakers when time permits. Ito, I posted this sa ClassPoint FB group natin. So maybe yung iba sa inyo ay familiar dito. Sige nga, gawin natin itong icebreaker na ito. Okay. So, what word can you create behind this letters or image that you can see. Ayan. So, tama kayong lahat, no? Dahil ang answer ay, okay. Ang answer ay crossroads. So, close na natin and save for review. Okay. Crossroads. Okay. Next, number 2. Ano kaya ang phrase, word or phrase na mabubuo ninyo? Ayan. Long, long underwear. So, tama ang sagot nila. Long underwear. Meron ba ganun? Long underwear. Okay. Sige. Next. Okay. Next. Number 3. All right. The answer is downtown. Very good. Okay. Next, number 4. You, just, me. Ano kaya ang mabubuo nating phrase from that? Okay, tama si Justine. Tama rin si Jen. Ryan. Okay. Si Rogine. Si Ma'am Melanie. Okay, so maraming nakatama. Very good. Sorry, but I will close the submission now. So, just between you and me. Okay. And last number. Ano kaya? Ano kaya ang phrase na mabubuo ninyo from this? Tingnan nga natin kung may nakatama ng sagot. Okay, parang wala pa ako nakikita na tama ang sagot. Ayun, meron. Meron nakatama. Si Jocelyn. Okay. Si Ma'am Bernadette. Okay, tama. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your answers. Okay, the answer is bad weather. Bakit bad weather? Kasi it is misspelled. It is badly spelled. So, are we experiencing bad weather now? Parang hindi naman. Makulimlim kanina, which is good kasi nabawasan ang init. Okay? Okay, so from time to time, pwede tayong mag-incorporate ng mga games or icebreakers sa online class natin. Especially kapag medyo may brain fatigue na yung mga bata, no? Kung medyo mahirap yung lesson nyo, pwede naman nating i-lighten yung mood through games. Okay? Letter I, ignites passion for learning among students. ClassPoint encourage my students to be more engaged and interactive during the class compared to other interactive response tools I have used previously. Maybe because they find other tools complicated, unlike ClassPoint na super easy to use. Okay. So before nung wala pa akong ginagamit na edtech tool sa class, it was so difficult for me to get an answer or reaction from them. Either they don't have the courage to turn on their microphone or they are afraid of having a mistake. But now, through ClassPoint, they willingly share their opinions and ideas through other modes like this, through word cloud. Kung nahihiya silang magsalita, ayan, susulat nila sa word cloud yung sagot nila. Okay? So hindi na lang recitation ang basihan ng ating participation, ng participation ng mga students. Their submitted answers through ClassPoint are clear indications that they are actively engaging in class. Okay? So letter C, it creates instant feedback. So ClassPoint allows me to assess student understanding instantly with the use of multiple choice, short answer questions, and even slide drawing. So, gustong gusto ko yung idea na nakikita ko agad ang scores ng mga students real time. Kasi before, nung, nung hindi pa ako gumagamit ng ClassPoint, after assessment, I would ask my students to take a picture of their answers with their scores. Tapos, ito-turn in nila sa Google Classroom. So medyo may delay, 'di ba? Medyo may delay bago ko malaman yung scores nila. Pero dito sa ClassPoint, kita ko agad right there and then kung naintindihan ba nila yung lesson namin for the day. There is an instant feedback. Okay? Also, kitang-kita din natin dito kung sino talaga yung mga students natin na talagang nag-e-effort sa klase natin. Ayan, through leaderboard, makikita mo sino yung talagang nagpa-participate, nag-e-effort. Siyempre, kapag lagi silang nasa leaderboard, ibig sabihin they are really into our class. That's why I use this feedback as their participation grade. It is so easy to take the results from leaderboard to Excel and write into my class record. It helps my student think that yes, we're doing it for fun, but if I score well in this fun activity, it also helps my grade. So, para sa mga students, they are able to shoot two birds at one stone. Nag-e-enjoy na sila habang nag-aaral, nakakakuha pa sila ng mataas na grade sa pamamagitan ng pakikiisa sa online class. Ayan. So, kita ko agad yung mga answer nila. Okay? So, next is letter A. Activate students' content learning through annotation. Sobrang lifesaver ang ClassPoint pagdating sa annotation. Sa Google Meet, meron din naman itong whiteboard or Jamboard. Kaya lang parang medyo nahihirapan kasi akong gamitin. Unlike dito sa ClassPoint, naka-integrate na siya sa PowerPoint natin. No need for us to unshare our presentation. Sobrang smooth lang yung paggamit natin ng annotation dito. So this is an example lesson in basic journalism. No? The topic is about copy reading. Okay, which do you think must be deleted in the first sentence? She is the eldest in the family. So, sige nga, tingnan ko nga sa comment section natin. Alin dito, which among this word must be deleted? Kunwari, nagka-copy read kayo. So, pwede tayong pumili ng colors dito sa pen. Okay, since nagka-copy read tayo, I will use red. Okay? So, we will delete is kasi nadoble yung is, di ba? So, tama si Jen, si Karen, si Jan, Louis, si Sonia. Okay. Thank you for including your answer. Of course, we will delete is. How about in here, in next sentence? She is the eldest in the family. What should we delete in here? Okay, of course, we will delete this. Okay, yan yung sa copy reading. Kapag may mga unnecessary letters and unnecessary word, we use this symbol to delete. Okay, she is the eldest in the family. So, we will delete letter C, change to letter S. Ayan na, meron na kayong konting background sa copy reading. Change P to F. Alright, so through annotation, mas madali natin na-explain ang lesson content at mas madali din nilang maiintindihan kasi may modeling na nagaganap na ituturo natin ng mas maayos yung content ng ating lesson. So, sobrang napadali ng annotation feature ng ClassPoint ang buhay ko bilang online learning teacher. Okay. Okay, last is letter L para mabuo yung word na magical. Truly, ClassPoint is magical, di ba? So, it levels up synchronous learning. Okay? So, medyo nag-hang ang ating PowerPoint. Okay, so it levels up synchronous learning. Using ClassPoint in my online class is really life-changing. Students are now looking forward to our online class because they know that they will do something exciting and challenging. At dahil nakakatulong ito sa akin para mas mapadali ang ating pagtuturo online, I also made it a point to share it to my co-teachers na sobrang na-appreciate din ang pagpapagaan ng pagtuturo natin through ClassPoint. Okay, so kaya rin naman naging ClassPoint school coach, kaya ako naging ClassPoint school coach kasi shinare ko din sa aking mga co-teachers ang beauty at wonders ng ClassPoint. Actually, sa school namin, dalawa kami na ClassPoint school coach. Si Sir RG Castro yung isa. So, shout out kay Sir RG. Alam ko nanonood siya ngayon. Okay. Ikaw naman ang susunod na magpe-present sa ating ClassPoint online session. Alright? So, yan. I also share the wonders of ClassPoint to my YouTube subscribers. Yes, meron din po akong small YouTube channel. At yung mga latest content ko po doon ay tungkol sa ClassPoint. Okay? So, gumagawa din po ako ng mga recorded videos para makatulong din sa mga teachers na gustong magsimula at mag-explore sa ClassPoint. Okay? Nag-share ako ng mga ideas about ClassPoint bilang way na din ng pasasalamat ko dahil na-enjoy ko ang full feature ng ClassPoint nang walang binabayaran ni Cinco. Basta masipag lang mag-attend ng webinars na kagaya nito. Kaya believe ako sa inyo mga teachers na laging nandyan, laging present sa mga ClassPoint webinars. So appear tayo dyan, magkakasundo tayo dyan. So teachers, you also want to make your online teaching a breeze, not only online but also face-to-face and hybrid class. I encourage you to explore and embrace ClassPoint. So hindi kayo magsisisi na pag-aralan, na i-explore at i-embrace ang ClassPoint. So thank you and God bless everyone.
And maraming salamat, Teacher Joanne, for sharing with us your experiences in using ClassPoint. Okay, so for now, we'll say goodbye muna to Teacher Joanne, okay? And we'll have our next speaker para tuloy-tuloy na po ang ating pagkatuto sa mga experiences natin mga teachers. Teacher Joanne, we'll see you in a bit for our Q&A later on. Okay? So maraming salamat. So let's now proceed to our next speaker, teachers. Okay? And our next speaker is definitely also not someone new to all of us. Talagang active na rin, nakikita na rin natin sa ating community. Okay? So our next speaker, Mr. Jerry R. Tamayo, is a Master Teacher 2 at Don Ramon E. Costales Memorial National High School in Pangasinan Schools Division Office, Region 2, Region 1. He is also the Junior High School's STE, Science, Technology, and Engineering Program Coordinator and Community-Based Project School Coordinator. Let us welcome into our stream, Teacher Jerry. Teacher Jerry, hello.
Hello, sir.
Ayan. Kay Teacher Jerry, medyo mahina lang ng konti yung audio natin. So you might need to...
Okay na, sir.
Okay na ng konti. Yes, sir. Okay. So, teachers, while we're waiting
Audible.
for... Audible naman. Audible. Nirinig naman kayo, sir. While we're waiting for Teacher Jerry to set up his presentation, okay, please be reminded that this is a double certified session. So you'll be getting two certificates for our session for today, care of ClassPoint and as well as Kaagapay Teacher Support. Okay, Teacher Jerry, your presentation is live. Okay, good luck on your session.
Okay, so once again, I am very grateful to Sir Franco, together with Mom Stephanie and Sir Bert, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share of my experiences about ClassPoint. So, yes, sa ating mga viewers out there, isang mapagpalang gabi sa ating lahat. So, I have come up with my title about best practices utilizing ClassPoint. So, I'll be sharing more my first-hand experiences when I started using ClassPoint predominantly in my teaching learning. Okay, let me tell you about my short journey in ClassPoint. Last year, when I read this OWA memo under the ICTS EdTech unit, of course, of the Department of Education, which entitled Level Up Synchronous Learning Through ClassPoint, Maximizing the Use of PowerPoint, which was held last October 16, 2021, I was amazed right after the webinar. From there on, I was able to get an enthusiasm in utilizing this class point. And I was very thankful because I was given this kind of badge of becoming a certified or a class point certified educator. So, dito po nag-start ang aking career sa pagiging isang class pointer po. And of course, nakakatuwang isipin din, which was last December, yung joy of being a class pointer nung una akong sumali sa pa-contest ng Class Point Philippines community. And luckily, I was one of the class pointers who won in their contest, and ayun nga, nabigyan ako ng napakagandang personalized class point shirt na suot-suot ko po ngayon. Okay. And of course, we cannot deny the fact that our kind of learning situation when the pandemic came, it was really hard for us, most especially for us teachers. And if you can still recall what our DepEd Secretary Leonor Embriones uttered, education must continue. Education must never stop. Most likely, all of us would agree with me with this statement of our own DepEd Secretary. And I realized, of course, education must never stop at all, and we teachers must help to continue it. And these three A's, adopt, and adapt, I was able to make up my mind to establish this kind of behavior. When we talk about adapt, you are going to adjust. So definitely changes came and we need to adjust most of the things that we were not able to use to do it before. And eventually, if we are already adaptable, we could already embrace these changes. And finally, if we have fully embraced with this kind of changes, we will be able to become skilled or proficient with that certain thing. And I must say, when ClassPoint introduced in my teaching learning, I was able to adapt, and became adept. And let me share you this very powerful statement coming from our CEO at Inkno, from Dr. John Yan. If there's only one thing we should learn from the COVID disruption we are experiencing, that is our teaching and learning must go digital. So we have to admit it that this pandemic has really changed or affected our educational system. And definitely we should find relevant solution. And we are very thankful because the Inkno has provided us this kind of solution, which is utilizing ClassPoint. I myself engaged in various online classes in our school. Not only online classes, but even online kumustahan and other relevant online activities, which I will be presenting to you this time. Okay, so kailan ba nag-start kasi ang paggamit ko ng ClassPoint? Nakakatuwa nga kasi hindi siya direct sa aking teaching learning kaagad. When we had this virtual orientation on the guidelines and the conduct of community-based project, ang una kong naisip talaga na gamitin ay ClassPoint para naman maging interactive ang participation ng mga colleagues ko. So sabi dito, apparently the magic of ClassPoint was officially launched on October 25, 2021, 2021. Okay, through our virtual orientation. So, yan talaga yung parang pinaka-history ng unang paggamit ko ng ClassPoint. And definitely, with all the webinars I attended related to ClassPoint, it is more on the teaching learning application, which is true naman, di ba? Para sa ating mga teachers, para mas mapadali yung ating pagtuturo, lalo na kapag synchronous online teaching. So I also engage in e-kumustahan and online class, which was followed on October 28, 2021 during our, as I've said, the e-kumustahan and synchronous class with my three higher sections. So that time kasi, tatlong sections lang yung inallowed na magkaroon kami ng synchronous online teaching. Kaya pinagsabay ko na silang tatlo. Apart from that, hindi lang pala teaching learning purpose ang pwede nating gamitin ang ClassPoint. So I also utilize during our school quiz bee competition. Ayan, kung makikita ninyo, nagkaroon kami ng various events online para sa preparation ng aming NSQ 2022. So ClassPoint was highly suggested as a platform for an interactive quiz among students. What else? Okay. During our e-kumustahan and online classes, I actually applied the various features of ClassPoint. As what Ma'am Joanne mentioned earlier, ayan, ginamit ko rin siya. Then even my presentation during our online discussion, I utilize ClassPoint. And this one is my demonstration teaching. Of course, sabi nga nila, sharing is caring. So, when our school conducted this in-service training last December, and they asked us to have this demonstration teaching, I volunteered. Of course, it is a duty of a master teacher to give some technical assistance to his or her colleagues, right? So I was happy because initially I introduced ClassPoint in my demonstration teaching. So kung makikita nyo dyan, tuwang-tuwa po yung aking mga kasamahan, lalo na po sa science department kasi sila po yung unang pinag-sharean ko po ng ClassPoint. What else? Ayan. Becoming a speaker, sharing about ClassPoint. Actually, napakaganda po talaga ang ClassPoint Philippines community because I was given this kind of opportunity when one of our ka-class pointers invited me to speak during their LAC sessions. So this was my first speaking engagement talking about ClassPoint. Kaya nagpapasalamat ako dahil nabigyan nila ako ng opportunity. Then here comes, I was also inspired by my colleagues when they invited me to talk again about this ClassPoint. But this time, doon na sa aming eskwelahan. Ayan, sa sarili naming school. Dito ko na shinare. Sabi nga dito, to become a better teacher every day, it is highly rewarding if we could inspire the people who surround us predominantly in our workplace. Kasi naniniwala naman ako sa sinatawag nating ripple effects, isn't it? So you have to continue, spread the good result to your colleague. So from there, may mga kasamahan na ako dito sa school na gumamit na rin ng ClassPoint. So during our lock session, ayan, kung makikita po natin dito, ginamit na rin po nila yung mga features ng ClassPoint. So isa rin to, ginamit niya rin sa kanyang online kumustahan and eventually sa kanyang online classes, ginamit na rin po niyang kanyang uh, kakayahan sa ClassPoint. Okay. But of course, not only my colleagues, but also I want to empower my students. I want them to share my knowledge and skills on how to utilize ClassPoint. That's why I organized this kind of virtual return demonstration with my three higher sections. Kaya sinama ko na rin yung ClassPoint apart from the MS Team. So dito nila nakita kung gaano kagandang paggamit ng ClassPoint. So from there, kapag meron kami mga reporting or sila na mismo ang magdi-discuss, ginagamit na rin nila yung ClassPoint. Even the focus group discussion. So quarterly, nagkakaroon kasi kami ng ganitong session with my colleagues predominantly in the Science, Technology, and Engineering program. So pinag-uusapan namin yung mga nangyayari sa aming program. So ginamit ko rin ang ClassPoint. So from here, it became interactive. So apparently, during our RPMS PPST tool orientation last time, nung lumabas yung memo kaagad, I think that was February, if I'm not mistaken, nagkaroon na kami kaagad ng orientation. But of course, I want to make it interactive. Hindi lang yung nagsasalita lang ako, nag-share about sa RPMS PPST tool based dun sa orientation din na inatinan ko. But of course, I want to make it interactive. So gumamit ako dito ng mga features ng ating ClassPoint para naman makita ko yung kanilang mga opinion, yung kanilang mga sagot dun sa mga tinatanong ko sa kanila. And even the roundtable discussion with students. So recently, we had this kind of roundtable discussion which was initiated by our research club, and I was invited to speak about this particular topic. And syempre, gusto ko rin maging interactive na naman yung aking talk sa kanilang mga participants. Gumamit po ako ng ClassPoint. Ayan, kung makikita po natin. And syempre, since katatapos lang po yung aming simulation last week, we conducted this orientation. At hindi pa rin nawawala talaga si ClassPoint. So, nagkaroon kami ng orientation from grade 7 to 10 under our program. And gumamit po ako ng ClassPoint. Ayan, para mas maging interactive po. And just now, since we've started our progressive face-to-face classes, kahit na physical na yung interaction namin with my students, talagang hindi ko pa rin po inaalis ang ClassPoint. Ginamit ko pa rin siya kanina, actually this morning, ayan. So ginamit ko po siya with my students in science class. Although may konting technical problem naman due to the internet connection, but we were able to manage it. At saka tuwang-tuwa sila kasi kahit paano itong mga sections na to, alam na po nilang gamitin since I already introduced to them during our online classes. Ayan. Okay, so with that, I want you to appreciate this simple statement about ClassPoint. Actually, revise ko lang po ito sa isang statement din po sa aming science, which is class point where little things mean a lot. Napaka simple ng class point pero napaka powerful naman niya at napaka daming pwedeng gawin sa atin, especially sa ating pagtuturo. So with that, thank you so much for your precious time, for listening my first-hand experiences in using ClassPoint. Thank you.
Ayan, maraming salamat Teacher Jerry 'no, for, taking us 'no, into your, experiences as a classpoint, user, okay? And, your ano, yung mga, impact 'no, and learning is along the way, okay? So, we'll see, Teacher Jerry back 'no, into our stream later on, okay? For now, let's first move on to our next, speaker 'no, who will be, bringing us yet, another ano 'no, additional learning experiences with ClassPoint. Teacher Jerry, we'll see you in a bit again later on. Maraming salamat. So let's now first, let me, before I invite her no, to the stream, okay? Let me first introduce our next speaker for this afternoon, for this evening, okay? So our next speaker, Miss Imelda Oli Publico, is a ClassPoint school coach and a consistent ClassPoint Philippines community contributor. Landing on the top spot just last March 2022. As an active contributor, she has shared valuable content to fellow ClassPointers, including various teaching hacks, tips on how to maximize virtual learning tools, and different learning resources. On top of her outstanding contribution to her co-teachers, she currently holds the position as a teacher 3, teaching Araling Panlipunan for her grade 9 students at E. Rodriguez Junior High School. Because of her passion in teaching, she managed to collect uh, extensive experience with 27 years of service in public school and 2 years in the private institution. Okay, let us welcome into our stream Teacher Imelda. Hello, Teacher Imelda. Good afternoon.
Hello, good evening po, Sir Franco, and thank you po
Ano
sa
pala, no?
ating... Opo. Okay, good evening
Yes.
po and thank you po for that wonderful introduction.
Yes po.
Clear po
Okay,
ba ako?
yes, you're very clear naman, Teacher Imelda, voice and video. Okay, so we'll now proceed with the session and sharing of Teacher Imelda, and let's hear from her, no, about her experiences in using ClassPoint. Teacher
Okay,
Imelda, your
thank you.
presentation is live now.
Apo. Okay, good evening and sa ating mga ka-class pointers at sa ating mga ka-KTS. So, it's a pleasure and I am grateful no na mapabilang po dito sa pag-share ng aking experiences and practices in using ClassPoint. So, dediretso muna po ako sa aking topic for today. Then, mamaya kung bibigyan niyo pa po ako ng konting oras, ay magkukwento rin po ako ng aking experiences with ClassPoint. Okay, so again po, ako po si Mrs. Imelda Oli Publico at taga E. Rodriguez Junior High School. So shout out po muna sa ating mga co-teacher ko from E. Rodriguez Junior High School and to our very supportive principal na si Ma'am Gina Labor Obierna. Okay, so ang akin pong topic for today, using ClassPoint po in asynchronous class. Yes, na po, kung inyo pong parang medyo kakaiba, di ba po? Kasi alam naman po natin na ang paggamit po natin ng ating ClassPoint, usually ito ay sa ating synchronous classes or online classes. Pero nasubukan ko po na ito ay gamitin sa asynchronous classes. So, paano po natin magagamit ang ClassPoint in asynchronous classes? So, pareho din po, meron din pong interactive no, na mangyayari sa asynchronous class, pero ang magiging process po ng paggamit ng ating asynchronous class using ClassPoint ay ito pala, yan. So gagamitan po din po natin siya ng ating Gmeet. Okay? So ito po yung ating steps for asynchronous activity using ClassPoint. So, paano ko po ginamit siya na during my asynchronous? Kasi po sa klase po namin, meron po kaming asynchronous class bago po kami mag-synchronous classes. Then another sa afternoon po meron po uli kaming asynchronous follow-up. So since nag face to face na po kami pero yung year level po na tinuturuan ko ay wala pa pong mga bata. So yung senior high school lang po at saka selective or limited phase mga student ng grade 10. So online pa rin po yung pagtuturo namin sa grade 9 to grade 7. So isa po ito sa ginagawa ko na parang nasa classroom na rin po. So yung unang ginagawa po ay magpe-prepare po rin po tayo ng PowerPoint or slide. So kahit isang slide lang po ang i-prepare ninyo na mayroong ClassPoint Interactive. So ano yung ClassPoint Interactive na pwede natin gamitin sa ating asynchronous activities? So yung 5 feature po ng ClassPoint activity po yung ang medyo swak po dito sa ating activity na gagawin ay yung short answer, slide drawing, and image upload. Kasi po yung pag ginamit po natin sa asynchronous class yung multiple choice, di ba, tsaka word cloud, parang hindi na po siya real time na mangyayari at saka medyo kasi po yung uubusin po natin yung oras natin doon sa asynchronous class. So, ang oras po ng pagpe-prepare ko at paggamit ko ng asynchronous activity ay yung time po ng asynchronous class. So, for example po, 8 to 8:45. So, yung 8 to 8:45 po na yon, magbibigay na po ako sa kanila ng activity. So, mag-open din po tayo ng Gmeet or ng Google Meet. Kung ano yung link po ng section na hinahawakan ninyo. So, yun din po yung i-open ninyo. Pero wala pong bata doon sa Gmeet. Kayo lang po, no? Tayo lang po na teacher ang nandoon sa Gmeet. At ang purpose po nito ay para ma-present po natin yung activities sa ClassPoint at makapag-collect po tayo ng kanilang mga responses. So tayo lang po ang tao doon tapos magbibigay lang po tayo ng instruction sa mga bata. Ibibigay po natin yung class code sa kanila. Sa akin po ay sa aming group chat na meron po kaming group chat ng mga bawat section na hawak ko. So magbibigay na po ako ng instruction doon. Alam na po nila kung paano ang paggamit ng ClassPoint, kung paano po sila papasok. So kapag binigay ko po yung instruction na use this class code, sa ating pong Gmeet, no, tayo lang po nandoon, makikita po natin kung sino-sino na yung pumapasok ng mga bata. Then ibibigay na po natin yung ating activity and wait for for their responses. So ito po yung sample na ginawa ko na asynchronous activity. Since ako po ay AP teacher at isa po sa topic namin nung last week ay tungkol sa pag-iimpok o pag-iipon. So ito po yung pinrepare ko na sample activities. So ang gagawin po diyan, binigay ko po sa kanila yung class code, nakapasok po sila kasi po yung pagbigay po natin ng class code, once na sila ay nasa GC po nila or gumagamit po sila ng mga devices nila, lang po, no, magpupunta lang po sila sa classpoint.app, makikita po na nila at yung code na ibibigay. So sila lang po, no, hindi po pwedeng makapasok yung ibang mga hindi natin kasama doon sa link na ibinigay natin. Kaya alam ko po kung sino yung mga estudyante sa bawat section na yon na nakakapasok na. So ito po ang i-open ko sa ClassPoint at sa kanilang device, ito po yung kanilang makikita. At ano po yung gagamitin ko ditong feature ng ating ng ClassPoint. Ang ginamit ko po dito ay short answer. So yung oras po ng 8 to 8:45, yun po yung time, no? Kaya hindi ko po nilagyan ng time limit doon sa settings dahil ako na lang po ang magkocontrol ng oras kung hanggang saan ako tatanggap ng mga sagot nila. So short answer, babasahin po nila itong sample activity ko. Tapos po, yan, no? Masasagot nila through short answer. Ang gagawin lang po nila, ito po yung screenshot ng sample ko na ginawa ko po ito. So, ito po ako, natakpan lang po nung collecting answers po nila. So nag-iisa po ako dito. Tapos meron nang pumapasok, no, bawat minuto na dumadaan, pumapasok na po yung mga sagot nila at nakikita ko na po kung sino yung mga sumasagot. Kaya ang sasabihin ko po doon sa GC namin or sa group chat namin, Okay, nakapasok na si ganito, o 5 na, o 7 na, o ganito na. So, pinapollow up ko po sila doon sa GC na kung sino na po yung nakakapag-submit ng kanilang sagot para magiging aware din po yung iba na, naku, hindi pa ako na-mention ni ma'am, hindi pa ako nakapagpasa. So, binibigyan ko rin sila from time to time doon sa GC habang naka-open yung aking Gmeet para mag-collecta ng kanilang sagot, na nire-remind ko sila na ilang minuto na lang. So yung iba hindi pa nakakapagpasa. So yun po, no, nagkaka-aware po sila na makasagot na. So ito po yung sample ng sagot ng bata, at yan, no, habang dumadating yung mga minuto, yan po, padami na po sila ng padami. So this time, habang nagaantay po ako ng sagot ng iba, nakakapag-check na po ako. No, for example, ito po, nababasa ko na po kaya nilagay ko sa gilid dahil ito yung mga question at imamatch ko po yung sagot ng bata. So, from that, pwede mo nang mai-record or pwede mo nang mai-check, no, yung sagot ng bata. So, ganun po yung ginagawa ko sa asynchronous activity. So, yun nga lang po, parang ikaw lang mag-isa doon sa iyong Gmeet, no, at nagko-kolekta ka lang ng mga sagot hanggang sa matapos na po yung oras ng kanilang asynchronous activity. So ito po rin po yung isang sample ng aking activity, asynchronous activity. So more on, ang mas nagagamit ko po kasi ay short answer kasi doon ko gustong mapakita yung kanilang mga sagot. So yan po ang mga sample ng kanilang sagot. Pero nakita ko po na pwede nyo rin pong gamitin mga teachers na halimbawa po sa math, no? Pwede nyo pong gamitin sa asynchronous activities yung image upload po. Halimbawa, meron kayong ibibigay na problem sa math, tapos meron kayong naka-ready na slides. Papasagutan nyo po sa kanila sa notebook or sa papel nila. Tapos, pipicturean po nila yung solution nila o yung ginawa nila. Tapos, yung gagawin nyo pong interactive dito sa ClassPoint is image upload. So, during asynchronous, pwede nang pumapasok na, no, yung sagot nila na pwede nyo na pong na-checkan or nare-record po. So, iyon po ang isa sa paggamit ng image upload. Then, nakita ko rin po na possible din pong gamitin yung slide drawing, no? Paano naman po ito? Halimbawa po sa science. So, yung part of microscope, ayan, namimiss ko na yung mga ganyang topic nung ako ay high school. So, yung part, magbibigay rin po kayo ng activity, halimbawa drawing ng microscope, tapos walang mga part. So, imamatch po nila. So, through slide drawing, pwede po nilang i-match or i-connect, no, yung mga parts ng microscope kung saan po yun doon sa slides na naka-prepare po ninyo para malagyan niya ng mga label, no, yung bawat yung part ng microscope. So, yun po, yung nakikita ko pong pwedeng gamitin natin na interactive ng ClassPoint sa asynchronous activity ay short answer. Pero yung short answer po niyan, hindi po talaga short yan. Ilan po, Ma'am Stephanie, yung parang 5,000 words na pwede nating magamit sa ating asynchronous. Kaya pwede po kayong makapag-essay. Pag sinabing short answer, sabi ng mga bata, kasi ma'am, short answer, baka hindi na magkasya doon sa pagsusulat. Hindi po. Marami pong words na pwedeng magamit yung kanilang pagsagot sa ClassPoint. Okay po. Then, yun po, yun aking activity na ginagamit sa asynchronous class. So, pwede rin po pala siya, no, na magamit sa asynchronous activity. Yun lamang po, talagang magbibigay po tayo, no, ng time na tayo lang po yung nandoon sa ating Gmeet at tayo ay mag-iintay ng kanilang mga sagot. Okay? Tapos po, isa pa rin po sa naisip ko, since hindi naman po lahat ng school ay merong internet, di ba po? May mga schools na gumagamit na po ng ClassPoint na face-to-face, pero yung may mga internet yung school or kaya yung mga bata may dalang mga tablet or kaya ng mga cellphone. So isa po sa naisip ko pag once na nagkaroon ng face-to-face at walang internet, no, yung mga schools, pwede pa rin po pala nating magamit ang ClassPoint sa papanong paraan po. Naisip ko lang po, kasi dati po nung wala po akong projector, no, wala po tayong mga device na ganito. Sa notebook naman po tayo sumasagot yung mga bata, di ba po? So pag halimbawang nagkaroon ng face-to-face, pwede pa rin po natin, yung ating pong PowerPoint ay lalagyan po natin ng ClassPoint picture nila. Kung short answer man, yung 5 po na yon na pwede nating magamit. Pero hindi nga lang po hindi natin na po siya gagamitan ng internet. Saan po sila sasagot? Sa notebook, di ba po? Pag nag-face-to-face, pwede na po silang sumagot sa notebook. And that, pwedeng pag yung mga quiz po natin na sa balik-aral or kaya doon sa post-assessment, di ba po, meron or kaya merong pre-assessment, pwede na po sila na mag-check. No, pag sumagot po sila, so lahat naman karamihan ng mga teacher ay merong projector. Sana all na may projector. So yun po, yung inyong pong presentation na maglalagay po kayo ng ClassPoint activity, tapos sa notebook na lang po sasagot yung mga bata at pwede na rin mag-check, no, na mag-exchange notebook sila para checkan kung tama yung sagot nila. So, doon na natin na lang kokolektahin. Yun nga lang po, babalik po tayo sa dati na kokolektahin natin yung kanilang mga answer sheets o kaya yung mga notebook. So, yun po yung medyo naiisip ko kapag ang school po ay walang internet o yung pati yung mga bata ay walang internet. So, pwede pa rin po natin magamit si ClassPoint dahil nandun naman po sa ating PowerPoint. Di ba po? So, ayun po yung aking idea lang. Okay, so ganyan po ang aking paggamit ng ClassPoint sa asynchronous kasi nagagamit ko na po siya as online and synchronous activities. So maganda po talaga ang ClassPoint dahil naging interactive po at lumevel up po talaga yung teaching ng mga teachers, lalong-lalo na po ako. So mamaya po mag-share po ako ng experiences ko. Okay, then another po, mga ma'am and sir, ang mai-share ko po din sa inyo ay kung paano po, balik po tayo, ito po. No? Magbibigay lang po ako sa inyo ng konting tips and practices in using ClassPoint po through attendance check or yung enter screen sharing and kumustahan. Although yung iba po dito ay nakapag-share na rin po ako sa ating community. So yung iba po siguro medyo nakakakilala na rin po sa akin diyan sa ating class pointer na grateful din po ako dahil active din po ako na ako ay nagiging nakakatulong no sa ating mga ibang mga class pointers. So ito na po no yung aking tips and practices sa bibigay at pag-attendance check. So lahat naman po tayo gusto natin no na maging engaged po talaga yung mga bata. Pero let's face it po na hindi po lahat talaga ng bata ay nakakapasok no sa ClassPoint due to internet problem. Pero pwede pa rin naman po sila no na kung hindi po sila makapasok sa ClassPoint mismo pero nandun naman po sila doon sa Gmeet, doon na lang po sa chat box sila pwedeng sumagot. So paano po ang ginagawa ko dito sa ating attendance check? So tip lang din po kasi ito ay medyo yung experience ko po dito ay natutuwa po yung mga bata no kapag sila ay natatawag ang mga pangalan. So ang ginagawa ko po dito ay nagpapa-attendance po ako through word cloud. So pinapasulat ko po talaga kung sino yung nandoon sa loob ng ClassPoint namin na nasa Gmeet. So ito po yung sample ng aking screenshot ng aking attendance check. So kung ilan po yung nandito sa ClassPoint, so yun din po ang dapat na nandoon sa attendance check. At yung hindi po talaga nakapasok, kasi minsan may mga bata, ma'am, mahina pong internet or kaya ma'am, nag-loading lang po. So dito ko po sila naman sa chat box pinapasagot. Kaya ito pong collecting ng mga sagot nila, inuusog ko po, dinadrag ko po dito para nakikita ng mga nandun sa Gmeet yung kung ano yung nasa presentation ko at hindi siya natatakpan ng mga responses. Kaya inuurong ko, kaya sila po ang natatakpan, yung mga estudyante po ang natatakpan. At yung chat box ay open naman po na nakikita natin. So natutuwa po sila, no, parang tayo rin po, ako personally, pag natatawag po at nami-mention ako ni Sir Franco kapag may mga webinar at ni Ma'am Stephanie, medyo iba po yung dating ng ganun, di ba po? Kaya yung mga bata, ganun din po ginagawa ko, sinasabi ko po, shout out kay ganito, kung sino po yung mga nauuna na pumapasok na pangalan, okay, shout out sa iyo, ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Tapos tinitignan ko po doon sa live status kung sino pa yung nakalagay dito sa naka-in sa ating class point na wala pa doon sa pag-attendance. Kasi ito po yung unang-una ko talagang ginagawa para makuha kagad natin yung ano nila, yung attention nila at saka yung pagiging attentive po nila. Na kapag sila ay ito, no, sanay na sanay po yung mga bata na ay naku magpapa-attendance na naman si ma'am. So, ibig sabihin, active sila, nandun sila at nakikita natin sila ay nagpa-participate sa pagsulat pa lang ng kanilang pangalan. So, yan po yung tip na pwede kong ibigay na pag tayo po ay nag-attendance check. Okay? Then next po, isang tip pa rin po na pwede kong i-share sa inyo ay yung balitaan. So kahit naman po hindi AP, no, kahit naman po anong subjects, no, ay pwede natin gamitin ang balitaan. So Englishin na lang po natin kung English yung subject natin. So dito po kasi hindi dati po 'di ba kapag nagpapabalita tayo may ina-assign tayo ng bata tapos sila nagre-ready yung bata na yon. So dito po naisip ko na everyday po ako nagpapa ano nagpapa na kumukuha no ng kung ano yung kanilang mga narinig, nabasa, na nakita o napanood na mga balita. So mga current events po. So napaka-ano po no, para magkaroon din ng awareness yung bata na ay nako si ma'am, meron na namang meron na naman kami i-share kung anong balita no. Kaya sabi ko sa kanila gabi pa lang or kaya sa umaga bago magklase sa first period nila, medyo nakikinig na ng balita para aware din po sila. So dito minsan binabago ko na lang po, alam ba news or kaya anong latest, marites, no? Yung mga ginaganon ko po yung para pang-akit sa kanila or kaya good news and bad news. So sa pagbabalita po, siyempre nakikita po nila dito, nagiging aware sila na tulad yung nagkaroon po yung umusbong yung Russian and ano po to? yung war no between sa mga bansang yan ay yan po no yun yung highlight ng ating balita at saka yung inflation na nangyari at saka po ito yung sample. Yan. No, yung nabalita po yung about climate change, yung mga scientists na nagbabala para sa kanila. So, ito po, no, magandang gawin po natin na everyday part ng ating lesson bago po tayo mag-start ng ating lesson ay yung paghingi sa kanila ng kung ano yung latest news or current events o na nangyayari sa loob at labas ng bansa. So nakakatawa po kasi nagiging ano po sila no, nagiging aware po sila na ano na nga ba ang nangyayari sa atin. Okay, so yan po ang pangalawang tip ko. Then ano pa po ba yung may share ko? Ito po, no, yung pag-share po ng entire screen ay isa po to sa na-share ko na sa ating grupo sa ClassPoint. So, ang paggamit po kasi ng ClassPoint nung mga una ko rin pong paggamit, may mga tanong din po ko at lahat po ng mga tanong ko no napaka-accommodating nila Ma'am Stephanie at lahat ng mga trainers no ng ClassPoint na talaga pong nagtatanong din ako sa kanila personally. Kaya yung mga nasasagot po nila na mga tanong ko about ClassPoint, yun naman po yung sinishare ko sa ating community. Kaya minsan madalas nakikita nyo po na nagre-response ako dun sa mga tanong na alam ko po na nasagot na sa akin dahil na-encounter ko na rin po yung mga problems na yon. So yun po yung binabalik ko naman po at tinutulong ko naman po dun sa mga nagtatanong. So ganito po ang ginagawa ko kapag isa lang po ang aking gamit na na laptop or na device. Hindi na po ako gumagamit ng isa pang monitor o ng cellphone. So paano po natin 'tong magagawa? So na-share ko rin po 'to sa ating ClassPoint community na pwede niyo pong hanapin po uli no kung paano po natin 'to ginawa. So para po sa mga bago na mga members, ang dami na po nating mga ka-ClassPointer no. So ito po yung isa sa magandang magawa natin kapag nagpe-present po tayo ng ClassPoint. So ginagawa ko po dito mga ma'am and sir, yan no. Una po nagiging dual ano sila, split screen po sila. So yung una po, yung inyong PowerPoint na naka-ready, isa-set nyo po muna yan sa settings ng ClassPoint ay ng PowerPoint, browse by an individual window. Bakit po? Kasi para kapag pinresent nyo po siya through slideshow, hindi po siya mapu-full screen. So, kayo po ang magko-control kung ano yung laki ng inyong presentation. So, kung mapapansin nyo po, naka-window sharing lang po ako kaya hindi nyo po nakikita yung class code at saka yung responses. Ayun po yung isang problem kapag Windows lang po ang sinishare natin at hindi entire screen or share by entire screen. Na-experience ko po yon na window lang, bakit hindi nakikita ng bata? Doon sa device nila ang class code, bakit hindi nakikita yung mga annotation, bakit hindi nakikita yung mga responses nila. So yun po yung tinuro sa akin nila Ma'am Stephanie at ni Ma'am Sai na dapat nating i-enter screen. So sa pag-enter screen naman po, kaya natutunan ko din po na mag-split screen po sila. So gagamit po tayo, dito po sa picture na ito, nakikita po ninyo, ito po yung inyong PowerPoint. Ito po naman ang inyong Gmeet na nandito yung mga bata. Then you can open also kung sino yung mga participants at saka yung chat box po. So pwede nyo po silang makita lahat. Pero kapag nag-response na po yung mga bata, kasi may mga bata na wala sa ClassPoint, para makita rin po nila yung inyong presentation, i-move nyo na lang po yung responses dito sa side na ito para makikita naman po at sasagot doon sa chat box yung mga batang wala mismo sa loob ng ClassPoint. So paano po natin to gagawin? So tulad ng sinabi ko po kanina, set your PowerPoint at browse by an individual windows. So ito po yun. Pag binuksan nyo po yung inyong PowerPoint, sa slideshow po, titignan nyo po sa slideshow, then set up slideshow. So ito po sa setup. Then ito po yung browse by an individual window. At i-okay nyo po. Pag nag-okay nyo na po yan, siya po ay maglilipat ng ibang slides pero hindi po siya full screen. Kaya makokontrol nyo po yung laki ng inyong screen, ng inyong slides or ng inyong PowerPoint. So yun po yung isang una nating gagawin. Then paano naman po nagkaroon ng split screen? So kung meron po kayong dual at meron din po kayong split screen, pwede rin po yun. Pero ako po ang ginagamit ko lang is restore, no? Restore down. Asan po yung restore down? Ito po yung restore down. Wait lang po. Yan. Nakikita po ba yung aking Ayan, ito. Ito po yung ating restore down. Ito pong nasa tabi ng kanyang close yung X po, tapos yung parang merong dalawang boxes dyan, ito po yun, yung restore down. Pag kinlik nyo po yan, magiging na po siya, minimize niya na po yung laki ng screen, tapos kayo na po ang magko-control. Tapos pag present nyo po naman yung PowerPoint nyo, by individual na rin po siya. Tapos the same with your Gmeet, no? Yung Gmeet nyo po, restore down din po ninyo dito sa side na ito. At siya rin po ay liliit na rin po at kayo na po ang mag-a-adjust kung ano yung laki. So sa akin po, ito pong picture na ito, ang ginawa ko po dito, yan, no? Minaximize ko po yung mas malaki po yung aking presentation kesa dito sa mga members, no, o yung nandoon sa Gmeet. So pareho po natin na silang nakikita. Pag kayo po ay magpe-present na ng next slide, i-click nyo lang po itong PowerPoint ninyo para mapunto po kayo doon sa next slide na hindi nyo na kinakailangan na pumunta doon sa baba para makita yung Gmeet or kaya yung inyong PowerPoint. So lahat nakikita na po dito. So yan po yung aking natutunan, no, na tinuro sa akin, kaya pareho ko po nang nakikita presentation ko, and at the same time pati yung mga bata at yung mga sagot sa chat box. So yan po yung kagandahan sa share entire screen, kasi makikita na po nila yung class code, yung mga answers po ng bata, para nakikita po nila dito, o ito na, no, yung mga sagot nila, at saka yung mga kung sino pa yung mga hindi pa nakakasagot. So lagi ko pong binubuksan yung para aware po sila na hindi ka pa nagsasubmit ng iyong mga sagot. So yun po yung aking ginagawa sa pag-enter screen, no, sharing. So ito po ay maganda dahil lalong-lalo na po doon sa mga bago, no, na members natin, kasi marami pa rin nagtatanong na bakit hindi nakikita, no, bakit hindi nakikita yung responses at saka yung Gmeet. So yun po yung sagot. And share enter screen po. And gawin nyo lang po, no, restore down or dual screen para po pareho nyo po silang makikita. Mabilis po ba ang aking pagpapaliwanag? Okay. Then, and last po, no, ito po yung sample, Sir, credit po kay Sir Franco, no, ginamit ko po ito na sa kanila nung kanina sa kumustahan namin, na binagbigay ko po. Ito po yung bali magiging itsura, no, ng inyong screen kapag ginamit niyo po yung enter screen, na nandito po yung inyong presentation. Tapos ang pinagawa ko po dito, ano yung kanilang masasabi dito sa picture at sa salita na nandito. Tapos tsaka na lang po namin in-explore kung ano ba yung tungkol diyan. Tapos ito po ito yung kanilang mga answers na nilalagay ko po dito, no, sa gilid para makita po ng mga nandoon sa chat box kung ano naman yung nasa presentation. So natatakpan po naman sila, pero okay lang po yun, no? Kasi ang importante nakikita naman po nila yung kanilang sagot. So ganito po yung aking screen, no? Kapag in-enter, share ko po sila sa mga bata. Okay. And last, wait po. Yan. Gusto ko rin pong i-share, pero na-share ko rin po sa ating community. Lagi po akong hindi nawawala ng kumustahan portion sa aking klase. So, ganun din po, no, sinasuggest ko rin po sa lahat ng subject naman po ay dapat natin na para merong yung mga bata na nakukumusta siya, na kahit papano, kahit virtual lang, no, ay nararamdaman ng bata na talagang eager tayo na kumustahin sila. So, yung kumustahan ko po, dito po sa sample ko ay ipapakita ko lang po paano gamitin yung 5 feature ng ating ClassPoint ng interactive. So, una po, ito, no? Pwede nyo pong gamitin ang kumustahan na multiple choice. So, multiple choice, makikita nyo po, may letter dyan, A, B, C, D, kung ano ba yung kanilang pakiramdam ngayon, happy ba sila, sad ba sila, not feeling well, or ready na sila. So, makikita po natin sa sagot ng bata, yung bar, kung mataas ba sila, kung alin ang pinakamataas. So, usually naman po, no, maraming mas happy, kaya kinakongratulate ko sila ng bawat section na hawak ko kapag mas maraming happy. Bagamat meron pang may isa-isa, dala-dalawa, yung sad. So minsan merong dalawa o na sad, yun po yung medyo binibigyan ko ng attention. Pero hindi ko po pinapakita yung pangalan nila. Sinasabi ko lang, willing ka ba na i-share? Bakit ka sad? Tapos minsan, tatahimik. Yung iba minsan ma'am kasi po inaantok pa po ako. No? Pero gusto niyo pang matulog, at tapos yung iba naman po. So ganoon, no? Yung very natural naman na mababaw na natural kahit na mababaw lang na dahilan. So yun po, multiple choice. Then pwede rin po natin gamitin ang kumustahan naman sa slide drawing. So ito po sa slide drawing, matutuwa po kayo dahil what's your emoji, for example. So the drawing po nila kung ano yung ito yung kunyari yung mukha nila, so lalagyan po nila kung happy ba ito, no? Ito po yung pwedeng maging guide, sad ba sila or worried or kung ano man po. So magagamit po natin ito, sila po yung magsusulat, no, magdo-drawing kung ano yung kanilang feelings that day or that moment. And pangatlo po, pwede nyo rin pong gamitin ang ClassPoint sa kumustahan sa word cloud. Yan, dito naman po, no, malalaman po natin, mabuti po, karamihan ng mga sagot ng bata dyan, mabuti po, maayos po, no, okay po, etc. And lastly, meron pa pala, no, short answer. Dito po sa kumustahan, pwede nyo pong gamitin ang ating kumustahan sa short answer. So, at bibigyan nyo po sila ng instruction na, halimbawa po, sagutin nila mabuti. Medyo magdagdag ng dahilan, bakit ka mabuti, bakit ka masaya, bakit ka malungkot, bakit masama ang iyong pakiramdam. So yun po, no, pwede natin gamitin sa short answer. And lastly po, pwede natin siyang gamitin siyempre sa image upload. Yan. So dito po ang example ko po, upload your best smile today. So yun po, no, sila na yung magse-selfie tulad ng mga pinakita kanina ni Teacher Joanne na mga sa attendance niya. So dito naman yung best smile nila na ipapakita nila doon sa kumustahan. So yan po, no, yung aking mga tips at saka mga na-share po na PowerPoint na pwede nating magamit bilang beginner or kaya kahit na naman, no, hindi beginner, na lagi nating ipapart po natin, no, na yung laging kumustahan sa mga bata. Okay. So, bago po ako magtapos, no, ng aking sasabihin, tulad ng sinabi kanina ni Ma'am Joanne, ni Sir Jerry, gusto ko rin po mag-share ng konti lang po na pahintulutan niyo po na mag-share po ako ng aking experiences. So since ito po ay interactive, no, ito po ay malaking bagay po ang nabago sa akin sa aking pagtuturo. So hindi po lingid sa kaalaman ng lahat, no, at yung mga nakakilala sa akin, isa na rin po ako sa seasoned teacher by age, no, kasi I'm a golden lady na, sabi nga ni Sir Franco, 27 years na, no, in public and 2 years in private. And planning na nga po na mag early retirement before ng pandemic. Kasi po, isa po sa aking struggle ay yung hindi po ako taking teacher. So hindi po ako taking teacher, takot po ako sa mga apps, so takot po ako sa mga pag-click, no, ng kung ano-ano dito sa laptop or kaya sa mga apps na binibigay sa atin. Pero yung struggle ko po na yon ay naging lakas ko po. Kasi ano pong magagawa ko, yun na po naging new normal na, no, yung ating education. So kahit pa paano, nakakasabay na rin po ako sa pagiging 21st century teacher. Bakit po? Dahil po ito sa ClassPoint. Okay? So una ko po siyang nakita sa YouTube ni Sir Louie. No, bago po ako maging member. No, thank you po Sir Louie, at na-accommodate naman po ako sa mga messages ko kay Sir Louie ng mga tanong. Kasi sabi ko, gusto ko pong ito po na-attract po ako sa ClassPoint na parang sabi ko po, ito gusto ko pong pag-aralan, gusto ko pong matutunan. Kasi ang pinakagusto ko po dito, mga ma'am and sir, lalong-lalo na sa mga bagong members, yung hindi na po lalabas. Yun po. Kasi dahil nga po may takot ako sa mga apps, sa mga pagkiklik-klik na yan, ay yung hindi na lalabas mismo sa ClassPoint ka, sa PowerPoint mo, nandun na po. At nang naisa po sa natutunan ko dito, mas lalo pong naging creative, no, yung mga teachers in using ClassPoint kung paano niya ma-deliver yung mga interactive na quizzes at saka na magagamit natin yung ClassPoint sa lahat ng part ng ating lesson. Hindi lamang po ito magagamit para sa balik-aral, sa kumustahan, sa attendance, sa quizzes, no, na ginagamit natin. Yung all throughout po ng lesson natin, tulad ng nabanggit ni Ma'am Joanne kanina, lifesaver din po sa akin ang ClassPoint. At tulad din po ng nabanggit ni Sir Jerry, yung journey ko rin po sa paggamit ng ClassPoint ay nagpa-level up po talaga no ng aking teaching and learning experiences ko po ng paggamit ng ClassPoint. Kung hindi niyo po matatanong ay ako po ay may talaga pong first time ko po na humarap din no sa ganito at ako po ay napakamahiyain no. Hindi po malakas ang loob ko para magbigay ng mga ganitong sharing. Pero dahil sa class point, lumakas po yung loob ko kahit po sa school, no? Nag-conduct po ako ng lock session sa aming junior high school tsaka sa senior high school. Tapos, at naging member na po ako ng ClassPoint, naging educators po at tsaka naging ClassPoint coach na rin po ako ngayon ng ating community. So, yun po yung isa sa pinagpapasalamat ko dahil yung dating pakiramdam na ayoko na gusto ko na mag-retire dahil ako ay hindi ganun ka techy na teacher na tulad ng mga kabataan ngayon. Pero dahil sa ClassPoint, kahit papano, no, sumasabay na rin tayo sa pagiging interactive ng ating lessons. So yun po, no, yung journey, malaking pasasalamat ko po talaga kay Sir Franco at kay Ma'am Stephanie, lalo na sa ClassPoint dahil nare-recognize po no ng aking mga class pointer yung aking mga nako-contribute sa ating community. Tulad ni Sir Jerry, no, first time ko din po sumali sa contest na naglakas ng loob na humingi ng mga likes, no, nung nagpa-contest si Ma'am Stephanie tungkol sa at saka si Sir Bert tungkol doon sa kung ano yung anong nagagawa sa iyo ng class point. So yun po yung una na nanalo po ako ng 6 months na pro dahil sa nakuha din po tayo. Then yung t-shirt po, nasuot ko din po na nandyan po sa picture ay naglakas din loob din po ako na sumali. So yun po yung mga nagawa sa akin ng ClassPoint. Na-boost po yung aking yung pagiging mahiyain ko, yung pagiging hindi ko techy, pero dahil sa ClassPoint, nagbago po, no? Kahit papano yung aking teaching experiences na ngayon ay taon na lang inaantay ko at ako ay magre-retire na rin bagamat malayo-layo pa pero nasa early 50s na po kasi ako kaya yun na lang po no ang inaantay ko talaga na kahit papaano bago man lang tayo mag-retire no and in 6 years or 8 years ay medyo nakatulong na naman po tayo sa ating mga kapwa educators. So yun po ang pinagpapasalamat ko sa ClassPoint na kung ako po na hindi techy, na ako ay seasoned teacher na, how about the others, no? Na lalong-lalo na yung mga bagong members ngayon, na mga bata pa, na mga ilang years pa lang na nagsisimulang magturo at napakagaling no sa teknolohiya. So isa po sa marerecommend ko po talaga ay ang paggamit ng ClassPoint dahil nandito na all-in-one na po yung magic na nandito sa ating paggamit ng ClassPoint. So yan lang po ang aking experience na masasabi at thank you very much po Sir Franco and Ma'am Stephanie at thank you po sa mga class pointers natin na nakinig ng aking experiences and practices. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, maraming salamat, Miss Imelda, no? And again, we'll have Miss Imelda back later on. Okay, so we'll now proceed to our last speaker for this evening, no? And I have the honor to present our last speaker, Teacher Ram Halya C. Gafud, graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in mathematics. He finished his Masters of Education at Northeastern College, Santiago City, Isabela in the year 2017. In the same institution, he already completed his academic requirements for Doctor of Education. Let us welcome into our stream, Teacher Ram. Teacher Ram, hello, good evening.
Good evening po. Am I loud and clear po?
Yes, you're loud and clear, Teacher Ram. No, I'll now put your presentation on the screen so you could already start. Okay, good luck, Teacher Ram.
So ayan po, good evening po sa inyong lahat. And as I have been introduced by Teacher Franco, thank you very much. I am Ramali Sigafud of Doña Magdalena H. Gafud High School, a class point school coach. Dahil dito, I am tasked to discuss a particular topic about hybrid teaching. And thank you very much for entrusting me na i-deliver itong talk na ito, Ma'am Stephanie and Sir Franco. And so, I will talk about hybrid teaching. In a capsule na lang po ito dahil I do know na we are running short of time, but we'll make sure of it na may deliver natin ito and will give justice to the time given to us. So, as you all know, hybrid teaching model is when some students receive in class face-to-face instruction while other students are online. So, ibig sabihin po nun, dear teachers, it focuses on how you teach, whether it is online or offline, because it's a mixture of both strategies. Kung ano yung ginagawa natin sa online and offline, ay yun po yung hybrid teaching. So the lessons are classroom-based with some of the students being presented in the classroom. And at some sort, paano kapag hindi naman po available that day yung estudyante? So, he or she can attend online at the same time na kinakandak mo yung face-to-face mo. That's hybrid. Okay po? Regardless of the location of that particular learner, he or she can attend. Some even say that hybrid teaching is the route to the education of the future. But as we all know, dapat tayo ang nagdidirect, hindi yung technology. Because technology must be supportive, not leading, because we are the maneuver of learning. Tayo ang driver ng learning. Tayo dapat ang mag-lead at hindi yung technology. Okay? So, there are some instances that nako-confuse tayo. Ano ba yung ginagawa ko ngayon? Okay po, I am doing the hybrid classroom or teaching. Am I doing the flipped classroom strategy? Or am I doing the blended one? So, as we all know, tapos na tayo sa hybrid. Na-define na natin siya that it is a type of blended learning that refers to implementing synchronous lessons that are taught in person and online. The word is simultaneously. So, sabi nga, kapag hindi makapag-attend yung isang estudyante natin, kahit schedule niya sana for the face-to-face, he or she can attend at the same time kasama nung mga nasa classroom, physical classroom. So that's hybrid. How about flip classroom strategy? It is a learning structure in which students receive their instruction, time, reading, lectures, and so on while they are at home. So, ibig sabihin, it is more of the content. Okay? So hybrid is more of the strategy or the ways and means how you deliver your lesson. But for the blended learning, it's more focuses on the content. Different forms of learning methods are combined, such as classroom lessons combined with e-learning. So these e-learnings can be in the form of videos, tutorials, or even YouTube videos, SLMs, or LAS na pwede na nating ibigay at hand sa kanila. The possibilities of these strategies are endless. And pag sinabi naman po nating blended learning, so as you can see on this slide, classroom learning combined with online learning is actually the blended learning strategy. It is an instructional approach that uses digital strategies in tandem with best practice in the classroom. So, ano pong ibig sabihin nun? So, isa siyang type ng blended learning that you can flip your lesson or classroom in the many different ways. Normally, part of the time in the classroom is spent on giving instructions. So, ang ginagawa dito sa flip classroom, habang nasa bahay pa po sila, okay, bigay na natin, ini-instruct na natin lahat para pagdating nila that time sa physical classroom, more on the delivery na lang. More on activities na lang ang gagawin natin or i-impact natin dito sa classroom natin because you have given that prior. Okay? The student is first taught through e-learning or through an online presentation in which they can become acquainted with the new lesson or topic. So, nasa bahay pa lang sila, oriented na sila. O, ito yung gagawin namin sa classroom at pagpasok namin, execute na lang siya. They will attend classroom-based lessons where the course materials can be expanded on in the form of discussions or problem solving. So sabi ko nga, more on the implementation of the lesson na tayo pagdating nila sa classroom. And so, that's the very basics of blended, hybrid, and flip. Okay? So, sabi nga, bakit ito ang ibinigay sa akin? Because we are conducting now progressive face-to-face and the expansion of the face-to-face classes, and hybrid teaching is one of the strategies that we need to look for or we need to see to it na magagamit natin ito sa classroom natin. Why? Because more time for students to focus on learning ang magiging benefit nito. Because in the hybrid teaching model, students will save time on commuting. Kasi paano naman yung mga malalayo? Hindi nila kaya. Eh kung may access naman po sila sa internet sa bahay nila, they don't need to travel that long. Kung gusto na nila real time na makapasok din sa lesson nila but virtually, pwedeng-pwede po yung gawin ng hybrid teaching. Patulad na rin po ng ating mga learners with special needs. Yung mga hindi makapag-travel, katulad po ng nasa wheelchair or visually impaired, 'di ba po? Pwedeng-pwede silang makinig na habang nagdi-discuss ka sa physical classroom mo, while on the virtual session, ay naririnig nila yung mga sinasabi mo. Pwedeng-pwede po yun. Next, provides teachers with increased flexibility on how they will instruct or teach. So both traditional and online teaching have strengths and weaknesses, but the focus of hybrid teaching is to focus on the strengths of the traditional and what? The traditional and the online teaching. So hindi sila nagre-rely lang or hindi nila masyadong pinagtutuunan yung mga downslides niya or loopholes niya, bagkus doon po sila sa strengths nila kasi din yung strengths nila, so doon sila magfo-focus. Hybrid teaching allows teachers to capitalize on their strengths on both practices. Students still receive the real-time interaction, body language, and in-person engagement that can be so crucial for learning. But students can also utilize video tools, reading, and audio-rich resources that are common in online instruction. So see, dito pa lang po, na-foresee na natin na kahit hindi natin mapilit yung mga estudyante nating makapasok physically pagdating ng kanilang schedule, we can make it na maka-attend sila kahit online, real time. Whatever you will tell your classes physical on the physical classroom, first hand nilang makikita or maririnig yon. Okay? And gives parents, teachers, and students direct access to information because they are members also of your group chats. Diba? Doon pa lang mamomonitor na nila yung mga kakulangan ng mga learners nila. Diba po? Or kaya pwede natin silang pag-attendahin sa mga sessions na ito para just in case na hindi maka-available yung bata, siguro masakit po or he's not feeling well or she's not feeling well, kung mga parents ay pwede nating i-invite para makapag-take down note or ipasok natin sila sa group chat na dinideliver natin yung ating mga modules, mga activities na nandun, ay mamamonitor ng mga parents natin and others na pwedeng makatulong sa delivery of teaching. And so, I do think that I have given you a capsule of what is hybrid teaching na sana ay magamit natin siya later on sa ating mga classroom. And so, at this time, I would like to share my experiences about using ClassPoint. So, ang ginawa ko po ay the word change, I imbued myself to the word change at ginawan ko po siya ng acrostics. Inspired by one of the trainers din po. Nakalimutan ko na yung name ni trainer. But Balikan po natin yan mamaya. Okay? So, for letter C, it complements competencies. Teaching is a dynamic process and should be aligned to existing competencies. So tayo kasi, naghahanap tayo ng mga strategies or platforms or avenues to deliver these competencies or our MELCs. But at some point in time, on one of our discussion with teacher Sir Franco, sabi niya nagkakaroon na kasi tayo ng tinatawag na technological war na kung saan hindi natin napipili kung ano na yung dapat sa dami ng available na platforms, applications, online. Di ba? Pero pag ginamit natin yung ClassPoint, hindi tayo umaalis sa competencies bagkus na e-enhance pa nga natin siya because of the different activities na pwede nating ipasok or inject sa ating mga lessons, and that complements my teaching daily man yan, di ba? Or sa mga subjects na aking hinahawakan because I am handling Mathematics 8 and Science 10. So, dito kasi sa unang picture, more of the talking pag Google Meet. Manunood lang yan, makikinig. Pero yung participation, it's not maximized. Hindi siya collaborative in the sense. But with ClassPoint, nagiging dynamic siya, pero nagiging interactive din. At the same time, hindi tayo umaalis sa competencies. Diba? Bagkus sabi ko nga po, mas na-enhance po natin siya. At with that, it becomes meaningful to the learners na maaalala nila, ay ganito yung ginawa namin. So, there's a hint sa kanila na malalaman nila or maaalala nila yung lesson nila. Letter H, humane at its finest. Showing compassion with our learners or co-workers elicit participation and impose learning. So dahil dito sa ClassPoint, na-invite tayo, nai-invite tayo mag-talk sa ibang schools and sharing also to our co-workers at the same time sa ating mga learners. 'Di ba? Sabi nga natin, core values, maka-Diyos, makatao. Yung pagiging makatao, hindi lang naman yan focus yan sa values We are also considering yung sa delivery of teaching natin in the sense na nagiging compassionate ba tayo sa mga needs ng ating mga learners? Nasasabayan ba natin yung mga problema nila at na-address ba natin sila? The same is true with the needs of the teachers. Lalo na't napakahirap na maghanap, mamili ng mga learning platforms or avenues to deliver their contents. And ClassPoint can do that. So, gagawa po natin yan sa ClassPoint. At obviously naman po, ay nagagawa din po natin yan sa sarili nating school at sa ating mga learners specifically. Letter A, active member of the learning community. So, learning is a continuous process. So, ito nga, 4 LAC sessions na 3 LAC sessions na, 2 sa school and 1 at Angadana National High School. Shout out po sa inyo. Thank you very much for the invitation na in-invite niyo po ako mag-talk about ClassPoint. So, nagiging active member type na learning community, nakakapag-share tayo kung ano man ang na-acquire natin. And today nga, ay na-invite tayo to share our experience. And on June 6, ay may invite na naman po tayong mag-talk sa Institute of Global Professionals. So, napakaraming avenues for learning at the same time, nakakapag-share tayo sa kanila. Kaya, nasasabi ko, naging active member po tayo ng learning community, ClassPoint community, man yan, teaching community, or in general. So, N, using ClassPoint is a new perspective. Trying out new things isn't that bad. Bad lang siya kapag walang pagbabago or improvement. But with ClassPoint, nakita po natin yung naging pagbabago. Mas na-elicit po natin yung participation, mas nakapag-acquire po tayo ng positive feedbacks kasi yung feedback mechanism po ng ClassPoint ay hindi na nagagawa ng SLM kasi hintayin pa natin siya na ma-retrieve, che-check-in, ibabalik sa learner bago mag-feedback. But for ClassPoint, new refresher siya. New perspective siya in the sense that nagagawa nila yung gusto natin, nagagawa niya or napoprovide niya yung gusto natin. And gustong-gusto ko dito yung feedback mechanism ng ClassPoint because it's immediate in nature. Next, G, goals to golds. Baka malito po kayo, goals po yung una to golds. Goals reached are just precious as gold. So, bakit gold? Kasi syempre, as teachers, ultimate goal natin ay ma-attain natin yung mga lesson objectives natin, which is gold na yon para sa akin. Kasi kung wala silang natutunan with that particular session, sayang naman po yung time natin, magre-reteach po tayo. So, kung na-reach natin po yung objective natin, attain po natin siya, at nagawa po yan ng ClassPoint ilang beses na po sa aking daily teaching, that is gold for me. Next, session or classes became interactive. Very check po tayo and that's gold for me. Kaya nga na-appreciate po ng ating school head na si Ma'am Evelyn yung ClassPoint. Kaya gustong-gusto niya na i-share ito sa ating teachers sa school. Next, values and promotes learning to oneself and to your peers. So those are gold things for me or treasure or tawag dito, memories ba? I don't know kung tama ba yung term. Pero malaking bagay kasi yun kapag sila mismo, kapag gumagamit kasi ako ng ClassPoint, yung response nila, positive, di ba? Ay, ito, yung sagot dyan, unahan pa sila, di ba? That's gold actually. And yung mga teachers mo na ginagamit yun mismo, yung ClassPoint, kung yung yung tinuro mo using ClassPoint, that's gold also. Next, self-paced attainment of professional goals ay namimit na po natin and that's gold also. Next, and for the last letter of the word change is E, evolving. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So, what are my to-do list in ClassPoint or with ClassPoint? So, incorporate hybrid teaching with ClassPoint. So, sabi ko nga po kanina, paano kapag hindi po makapag-attend yung mga learners but they are willing to attend online, pwede po nating pagsabayin and I will do that as long as dumating na po yung approval ng schools division on the expansion. Kasi this time, we are having face-to-face classes for the senior high school pa lang po. Next, develop learning materials utilizing strategic intervention and educational technological tools like ClassPoint. And to keep you updated with that second plan, ay ongoing na po yung ginagawa kong SLM. And that's another goal for me. And next, mainstream more into professional learning goals. And katulad nga po nito sa ma-invite to share the wonders of ClassPoint is one of my goals to evolve from the old teacher RAM to the new teacher RAM. And may I leave to you this simple line. You are the designer of your of your own life experience. So magkakaiba po tayo ng experiences. It may taught you the hard way or the way that we are expecting it. Pero syempre, walang magsasabi sa'yo kung tama or mali ang experience mong yan kasi depende yan sa naranasan mo. Thank you for listening and good evening po.
Ayan, thank you so much. Maraming salamat, Teacher Ram, no, for sharing your insights, no. And of course, would like to welcome back, no, all our speakers for this evening, no. Unfortunately, teachers, by the way, no, Sir Teacher Ram, tama ba magkakaroon pa tayo ng
Yes po.
contest for teachers, no? Okay? So,
Yes
before
po.
pala tayo before natin i-invite back ang ating mga other speakers, no, meron mo nang pa-surpresa muna. Syempre ng ating contest for our teachers, no, na may mga mananalo ng 5 licenses ng 3-month codes and of course na 1 license ng 6-month code naman. Ayan, okay? So Teacher Ram, go ahead and let's start that.
So, ayan po. Saglit lang po. Saglit lang, Teach.
No, teachers, no, while Teacher Ram is preparing, no, please don't forget that this is a certified session. Please don't forget no, to do the two evaluation links later on. So dalawa, no? One from ClassPoint, ClassPoint, and the other one is from KTS. Okay, so yun po yung magiging basis no, ng inyong certificates. And both certificates are immediately released no, from CP, from ClassPoint as well as KTS. Okay? So yan, siguro,
Okay
siyempre
na po,
excited tayo,
Teach.
no? Sino ang mananalo ng 3 months 'no, at mai-extend, ayan, sana daw pala rin, sabi ni Teacher Christine Hado, okay? Ayan. Okay, so teachers, I think we're ready now, Teacher Ram?
Yes po. So this is our code. I request all the teachers who are attending to our webinar this evening na pumunta tayo po sa ating web browser at i-type po natin ang classpoint.app at ipasok po ang code na 78415. At ayan, Teach Sir Franco, ay ang bilis ng pasok ng ating mga teachers po. Naririnig po ba ako, Teach? Sir Franco, naririnig po ako?
Yes, Teach, malinaw naman.
Yes po. So, ayan, may I request also Ma'am Steph and my co-speakers para mapili na natin po yung ating mga winners for tonight's pro trial codes. So again po, 6-month pro trial code. Tama po ba ako, Ma'am Steph? Ay mamimigay po tayo ng isa at 5 3-month pro trial codes po.
Yes po.
So far we have 162 na po na participants pong pumasok sa atin. 173 on the list po at patuloy pa rin pong nadadagdagan at as we reach 200 again, huwag niyo pong kalilimutan yung reminder po ni Sir Franco. We have 197. As we reach 200, hingi na po tayo ng pasensya sa mga hindi po makakapasok. Okay po. Ma'am Steph, paano na po ito?
Yes po, sir. We can start na po. So good luck to everyone. Sana manalo po kayo.
Yes po. Anong una po natin ibibigay, ma'am? Yung 6 or dun muna po tayo sa 5 mananalo ng 3-month pro trial codes po?
Sige po, yung 3 months po muna siguro. We can, the 6 months can go last.
So, Ma'am Joanne, since you are the first speaker po, please choose our winner po. So, anong row po at anong column po ang inyong pipiliin, ma'am?
Okay. This, actually, my favorite color is violet. So this one.
Ito po?
Yes. Third row, first column.
Ay, nagpalit po.
Nawala.
Nagpalit.
Ito na lang po. Second row, last column.
So this one po.
Yes. Apo.
So ang una pong mananalo ng first, ng 3 pro trial code na pinili po ni Ma'am Joanne ay si Sir Ronald Diaz ng SDO Rizal. Congratulations po, sir. Ma'am, do we need to reset it, Ma'am Steph, or hindi na po?
Hindi na po. So I think we can go with Sir Jerry as our second speaker. You can
Yes.
choose a block po,
Yes.
sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes po.
Yung pinakahuli po.
Yung pinakahuli po. Sige po. Para fair naman, doon tayo sa dulo. Yes po. Ito na po yung last line. Ito po?
Pinakadulo. Yes, sir.
This one, sir?
Pinakadulo.
Yes po. So,
Yes,
our
sir.
second winner of the 3
Yes, sir.
3-month pro trial code. Ay, naku, napalitan po. May umalis siguro, sir. Napalitan, sir. Ito pa rin po. So, this one
Basta
would,
yung pinakadulo, sir. Pinakadulo
so,
sa
si,
lahat.
so, I don't know po kung
Yes.
si ma'am po ito or si sir, but he has or she has the name Alana po. So, congratulations po for winning 3-month pro trial code. Ma'am, next po. Our third speaker po.
Yes, ma'am. Sir, yung first po, yung pinakaunang nakapasok,
Yung first
siyang
naman.
pinakamabilis.
Yung pinakauna naman. Sige po. So, the third winner po will go to Ma'am Lizelle Rosario po. Congratulations po, ma'am. And ako naman po, for as your fourth speaker, so dito tayo sa bandang gitna. I like this green one. So, ang pang-apat na winner po natin ng 3-month pro trial code ay si Ma'am Haley. So, sino kaya po ito? Congratulations po, Ma'am Lay. So, that is 4. Am I right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ma'am Steph,
Yes
do
po.
the honors for the last one.
Sige po. For the last 3 months, if you can scroll up po, sir, on the first row, yung kulay lavender po.
First row.
Ay,
This one,
okay.
ma'am.
Sige po, yung kulay, the orange.
This one, ma'am.
Yes po.
So, the last winner for the 3-month trial code po ay si Ma'am Lizelle. Lizelle. Congratulations po, ma'am. And
Congrats po. And I think Sir Franco can do the honors
yes
for
po.
our
Yes.
last winner who will receive 6 months.
Teacher Ram, huwag tayo umalis. Itong kulay gray, opposite to Teacher Lizelle. That one.
This one po. So,
Yes.
ang pinakamapalad sa lahat ng malapad, ay sorry po, ang nanalo po ng 6-month pro trial code ay walang iba kundi si Ma'am Gemaline Rivera. Congratulations po sa lahat ng winners po. So, Ma'am Steph, how will they claim their codes po?
Yes po, they can send an email to classpoint.ph@inkno.com. I think Sir Franco's flashing it on the screen na rin po.
Yes po.
Okay, so congratulations to all our winners. No, maraming salamat, Teacher Ram, for facilitating that. No, and again, just send an email to classpoint.ph@inkno.com. Siguro next time, no, teachers, no, always use your full name kapag sumasali tayo sa mga ganito kasi medyo mahirap, no? Mamaya maagawan pa kayo dahil magkaroon ng ibang claim na sila din yung may-ari ng nickname na yun. Okay, anyway, so teachers, unfortunately, we don't have much time na for a Q&A. But again, we thank our all our speakers no for sharing their experiences in using ClassPoint in today's session. But before we go, no, and before we send no the evaluation link to all of you, okay, please be reminded, please join us pala, no? Please join us in sending thanks to all our speakers, and of course we'd also like to present no a certificate of recognition to all our speakers for today. So may I invite teacher Miss Stephanie to please do read the citation for our our certificate.
Thank you, Sir Franco. Thank you to all of our speakers and also to everyone who attended. So this certificate of recognition is respectfully awarded to Ms. Joanne S. Aquino for her participation in the recently concluded webinar entitled ClassPoint on the Ground, Experiences in Using ClassPoint, awarded today, May 16th, 2022, signed by Maria Stephanie, Customer Success Manager at Inkno, and Franco Nicolo P. Adun, Administrator at Agapay Teacher Support.
And of
Thank
course,
you.
thank you, Ms. Stephanie, for that. Of course, the same certificate will also be awarded to teacher Jerry R. Tamayo for his contribution to today's session, okay, as well as to teacher Imelda Olia Publico. And of course, our last speaker for today, teacher Ram Halyasi Gafud for today's session. So again, maraming salamat no to all our speakers, Teacher Joanne, Teacher Imelda, Teacher Jerry, and Teacher Ram no for today's session. And of course, as always, let's also send our thanks to our ever supportive no. And sabi nga kanina sa chat no, napaka-accommodating customer success manager ng ClassPoint no,
Yes.
Miss Maria Stephanie. Okay, maraming salamat po. Okay? So teachers, we'll now say goodbye no, to our dear speakers and of course to also to Miss Stephanie for today. Okay? Maraming salamat po. Paalam. Okay, so teachers, we're now down to our last part no on for today's session. Okay, so which is the evaluation links. I'm now showing the evaluation link no for KTS certificate. Okay, I'm also going to show you the certificate for ClassPoint. Okay, so dalawa po yan no. Okay, ayan. Okay, mamaya ano ko lang no. Ayusin ko lang. Okay. Yun, I hope you can all both see it no, together. So we have the first link, no, https://tinyurl.com/cp. Sorry, mali pa yata yung ano ko, no. CP6 dapat yan. CP5 pala yung nalagay ko. CP5XKTS. Pero I think that's the correct evaluation link, no. And of course, no, for the ClassPoint, please do access no https://bit.ly/cpktscsc no. Teachers no, tanggalin ko muna yung sa KTS no, baka may mali lang sa ano natin, certificate natin. Okay? Yan. Pero for now, you can first evaluate no. Let me just first fix the evaluation link for KTS. Baka nagkamali. Ayan, mali nga yung link no na nalagay namin. Hindi lang no. Okay, so teachers again, while we're waiting, please feel free to evaluate no muna sa CP. Okay, para makuha niyo na po kagad yung certificate niyo. From ClassPoint naman muna po 'yan, okay? While we are fixing the link for from KTS naman para meron din kayong makuhang certificate from KTS. Okay? And again, teachers, huwag natin kakalimutan that this is not also going to be the last session. Meron pa tayong last session on May 30. Yun po ang ating culmination day at, okay, teachers, ano yun, no? It's just a gathering of all ClassPoint users, okay? At wala po ano yun, walang masyadong discussion. It's all about activities, contest, at mamimigay po kami ng napakadaming ClassPoint ClassPoint codes no for pro accounts no 6 months kay 3 months kay marami kaming ibibigay. Okay? So yan teachers for a while no ko-correct ko lang yung link natin. Pero may mga nakakapag-evaluate na no. Okay? Alam nila na it should be 6 no. Yan. Okay? Nagkamali lang tayo ng link. Okay? Teachers. Okay. And teachers, nila na ma-correct yung link na pero paki-ano na lang po, paki-correct lang. It should be 6, no? Yan, kinonfirm ko na po yung link natin. It should be CP6XKTS. Okay, yan. Okay, so https://tinyurl.com/cp6 okay, XKTS. Okay, yan. May product key din po ba for 1-month participants? Yes po, teachers, no, baka hindi pa namin na-show, no? For the 1-month, ano natin, ito po ang ating code. Okay, baka lang po natin napakita kanina. Lahat po ng ating live viewers ngayon can get 1-month free Pro ClassPoint. Just use the code CEAB7I. I think that's I, no? Okay, sa C2XS, no? Redemption is until May 23. Okay? So, okay, teachers, huwag kakalimutan, yung sa link ng KTS, it should be CP6. Okay? XKTS. Okay? Baka lang po meron tayong mga magkamali. Ilalagay ko rin po sa chat natin ngayon yung ating link, okay, for the KTS certificate. Okay? Please do let me also know if you can also access no yung KTS link natin. Okay? Ayan, tama na yung link natin dito. Yan, okay, mukhang, Teacher Mark until May 23 daw po. Okay, ayan. Teacher, Ortega, ito po 'no, CEAB 7I C2XS. Okay. Yan, maraming salamat teachers 'no, okay? Do let us know kung merong problems teachers 'no, sa link natin. I think, all accessible naman, okay? Ayan, maraming salamat po ni Miss Stephanie 'no, okay? And just waiting for some confirmation if all the links are working, if the codes are redeemable. Okay? Ayan. Okay. Yan, tama po na maraming salamat to all our speakers who have shared, no. Grabe talaga yung impact no ng ano ng ClassPoint. Kitang-kita natin yung impact ng ClassPoint no sa sharing ng ating mga teachers for today. According po to Teacher Bernadette Irma Cabalya, working po lahat ng ating links, no. Okay. Yan teachers, okay? So thank you. I'll now be also copying the code no, the pro month 1 month pro code no sa ating chat no para hindi niyo po mawala. Okay, yan. Copying it now in our chat teachers, okay? So I could put that down now, okay? So teachers, maraming salamat for joining us today, okay? Please stay safe and stay negative from COVID-19 pa rin. Mag-iingat pa rin po tayo kahit mas gumaganda na yung situation natin, okay? And of course, for our teachers who are now facing the last stretch of the school year, maraming salamat po. Good luck. And of course, stay on track, no? And thank you so much for your services. For our teachers who are now preparing for an on-site teaching, no, yung mga talaga nag-iipon ng mga gamit, please just wait for us, no. Nag-iipon din po kami ng funds, no, to be able to support our teachers and our schools, different schools in your preparation for face-to-face. Hintayin lang po natin yan. Okay, so again, maraming salamat. Have a great evening, teachers. No, we'll see you on our next session here at KTS.